Okay, well, I'm going to make a little grinding example video, and here it is. So I'm grinding, and you can see I'm moving up and down and side to side, and up and down and side to side. And I'm looking at what's high and what's low. And the reason why I'm moving fast like that is because then I can see what's underneath the grinder, and I can see the changes that are happening. And the reason why I'm going up and down, now I'm doing a little heavier on a part that needs to come down more. But keeping it all relatively simple. Okay, that one's done. That took 30 seconds, 45 seconds. Okay, now I'm like hitting high points, going up and down, going up and down. That way I can see what's happening. I'm continuously using pressure. I'm moving, but I'm moving back and forth so that I can see what's happening underneath the grinder. If you stick in one place, you can dig a groove in there and you can't see it. So you just keep moving back and forth and up and down. The reason why you switch directions is because when you cut grooves going in one direction, when you switch directions, you erase those grooves. And I'm not using the edge I'm using the edge, but I'm not angling the tool too much because that digs dents into it. And what we want to end up with is a flat, basically going with the curve of the sculpture, not a dent where you're grinding. In fact, when in doubt, grind less, and we can come back afterwards and you have done a lot of the work for whoever's going to finish it off. So you don't have to do it perfect. Just do it less than you're less than finished. And the little flat disc that's in the middle, you want to leave that there because that's the actual height. And that disc is the same thickness as the rods. So in a perfect world, it would all be ending up on the same level. But since this was done over wood and by humans, it's not perfect. So sometimes like one of them will be sticking higher than the rest. And you can sand that one down and leave the rest. And some of them are lower. And low is fine because what I'm doing is going to put mesh over this whole thing, and we want it to be just smooth. So we're taking off the highs and getting it so that the whole thing is continuously smooth form for the mesh to flow over. The disc has a hole in it, and that's where the mesh is going to be riveted through that hole onto the surface. And again, I'm moving kind of quickly, but keeping pressure. So I'm when I move quickly, I can do work and see what I'm doing. Just leaving it here so you can see the idea. Now, this is a little high for me, and I'm feeling like I think I can been on my knees long enough. So I'm going to change my body position. Do the same thing from a different position so that I'm not hurting my legs. And you can do that too. Back and forth. Ending up with round to whatever the shape it is, but flowing with the entire sculpture. That's what we're after. And not too low to create a dimple. We don't want to create a dimple with each of these things. We just want it to be a continuous flow over the surface. That's what you're trying to do. Up and down, side to side. So see the disc is still showing. Disc is still showing. It's not looking perfect, but that's good enough. That's the flow. That flows. It's actually hitting the side. So there's one where it's flowing nicely, not hitting the rods too much, keeping it flow. You can see a little bit of the disc. Done. Thank you. Bye.